everyone. In this video, I will talk about the HRMS, that is High Resolution Mass Spectra and Nitrogen Rule. So just revise some mass spectrometry technique. So when a beam of high energy electrons fall on a stream of sample molecules, that is molecule in a vapor phase, ionization of the molecules take place in an ionization chamber, and the resulting ions, called molecular ions, are then accelerated through a magnetic field and detected by the detector. If these molecular ions have lifetime of at least 10 to the power minus 5 seconds, they may reach the detectors without breaking into fragments, and then we observe the mass to charge ratio that corresponding to the molecular ion to determine the molecular weight of the sample molecules. But if lifetime is less than 10 to the power minus 5 seconds for molecular ion, then it will be fragmented further. Now the value of the mass of any ion accelerated in a mass spectrometer is its true mass, the sum of the masses of each atom in that single ion, and not its molecular weight calculated from chemical atomic weights. So means mass spectrometer can detect isotopes also. That's why we considering the true mass of ions. So usually one isotopes account for the vast majority, generally this is greater than 99% of the atom of an element, but for some elements, atom of several isotopes make up a significant proportion of the total in a sample. For example, chlorine is normally a 3-1 mixture of 35Cl and 37Cl. Hence, the average relative atomic mass of 35.5 for chlorine, while bromine is an almost 1:1 mixture of 79 Br and 81 Br. Hence, the average mass of bromine is 80. But because mass spectrometry weighs individual molecules, so there is no averaging. Instead, it detects the true weight of each molecule. Like if we talk about 79 Br, it will take 79. If we take 81 bromine, it will weigh it as a 81. It will not take the average like 80. So there is no averaging. Instead, it detects the true weight of each molecule, whatever isotope it contains. Now take the example of this molecule which has a bromine. So the molecular ion in the EI mass spectrum of the aryl bromide has two peaks at 186 and 188 with equal intensity. So having two molecular ions of equal intensity separated by two mass units is indicative of bromine in a molecule. So if we get two peaks of equal intensity just separated by two mass units, that gave indication that our molecule may have bromine. In case of chlorine, two peaks separated by two mass units, but the ratio is 3:1, arising from the 3:1 isotope ratio of 35Cl and 37Cl. In this case, it gives indication that our molecule may have one chlorine. So means mass help us to find the number of halides in our molecule by detecting the isotopes of bromine or chlorine. Now question is, if our molecule has more than one bromine or chlorine, how we will detect it? Let's take the example of painkiller diclofenac. We show three peaks, that is M, M+2, M+4 at 294, 296 and 298, and the relative size of the peaks can be worked out from the 75%, that is 3/4 probability that each chlorine atom will be 35Cl, and that 25%, that is 1/4 probability it will be 37Cl. So let's take the probability for all 35 and 37Cl. So if both chlorine is 35, then they can be like one is 35, other one is 37. Then first one is 37, second one is 35, and then both can be 37. So these are the all probability for these two isotopes of chlorine in case of two chlorine available in our molecule like this. So then we will get the ratio 9:6:1 in case of two chlorine, like 3/4, because 35 will be available, then 3/4 into 3/4. Now 3 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 3 by 4. So there will be two conditions same. So we will give it 2 multiply 3 by 4 into 1 by 4. Then 37 means 1 by 4 into 1 by 4. So finally we will get the intensity 9:6:1. So in case of 2 chlorine available in our molecule, we will have 3 peaks for M plus 2 and M plus 4 with intensity 9:6:1. Now in case of 2 bromine, like both can be 79, one can be 79, 81, 81, 79, 81, 81. So finally the ratio of M plus 2, M plus 4 will be 1:2:1. So in easy way we can say in case of bromine, the intensity will follow the Pascal triangle. Now in case of 1 bromine and 1 chlorine, ratio of M plus 2, M plus 4 will be 3:4:1. In case of 3 bromine, the ratio will be 1:3:3:1. In case of 4 bromine, the ratio will be 1:4:6:4:1. In case of 3 chlorine, that will be 27, ratio 27:9:1. So all the ratio calculated by this probability method. So for each you have to apply this probability method and then you will get this ratio in the case of more than 2 chlorine or bromine. But the important thing here will be that all peak will have difference of 2 mass unit. Their intensity will be different, but the mass difference will be only 2 unit. Now comes to second topic, that is high resolution mass spectrometry. So as we have discussed, the ordinary mass spectra tell us about the molecular weight of the molecules. For example, when a spectra has molecular ion peak at 114 and it can be for C7H14 oxy-O molecular formula, but 114 can belongs to other molecular formula also, such as C8H18 or C6H18O2 or C6H14N2. So ordinary mass spectra doesn't tell us that this 114 belongs to this molecular formula or this molecular formula or this molecular formula. So these different atomic composition for the same molecular weight can be distinguished if we know the exact molecular weight for each atom. So as you can see, in general we take the mass for hydrogen 1, but its actual mass, that's the exact mass, is 1.00783. So the table here shows the masses up to 5 decimal places, which is the sort of accuracy. Such accurate mass measurement are obtained by a technique called high resolution mass spectrometry or HRMS. So HRMS can give us the molecular weight as well as the atomic composition of our molecule, and it takes the exact mass of all atoms in a molecules, not the mass number. So this is a table which shows that 114 may belong to different chemical formula, but if you take the mass up to 5 decimal unit, you can see that this mass belongs to this molecule formula, that's S7H14O, because that has the minimum error. This is observed by using the exact masses of atoms, and this is the calculated, this is the observed by using this table, and you can see that calculated and observed has the minimum difference for this molecular formula. So in this way HRMS can help us to find the molecular composition or atomic composition of our compound in addition of the molecular weight. So in this example, this mass fits more accurately for C7H14 oxygen, and for more accuracy it is good to have error not more than 10 ppm. Like in this case we have error only 5 ppm, so means this is more close to this molecular formula. So if we talk about this at 358, so this is higher than 10 ppm, so that will not be accurate if we take this molecular formula for this observed mass by mass spectrometer. Now we can determine the atomic composition or molecular formula by high resolution mass spectrometry in addition of the molecular weight of the molecules. Now comes to nitrogen rule. So for a molecules containing any of the elements such as carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur and halogen, molecule with an odd molecular weight must have an odd number of nitrogen atoms, and molecule with even molecular weight must have an even number of nitrogen atoms, or none at all. So this help us to find the structure, especially in case of nitrogen containing heteroaromatic compounds. So let's take the example. Consider ethylamine, which is CH3, CH2, NH2. So this substance has one nitrogen atom and its mass is an odd number, that is 45. Whereas ethylenediamine, which has two nitrogen atom and its mass is an even number. So this nitrogen rule help us to find the molecular weight of nitrogen containing compounds. And thank you very much.